Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. Chirisa, SM Chirisa, and I'm coming to you live from my house. As you know, everybody is under lockdown in Zimbabwe and most parts of the world. Today we'll be discussing a topic for entrepreneurs. I think everybody that is in business is feeling what's about to come or what has already come and is hitting every business. There's no business that is left with this crisis. So we'll be talking about how to survive a crisis, and my main theme under that would be your response in the times of crisis. Now, it is important for us to define what a crisis is. And a dictionary definition of a crisis is a time or a season or a period of intense difficulty or danger, setbacks or problems. And it is very important for you to understand that that's the period you are in as a business person, your business, the whole of you as humanity. We are in this season. But the other definition that I saw was that it is a time when a difficult and important decision must be made. It's also a time of a crisis. That's a definition of a crisis. It's a turning point, it's a crossroad, and you must understand that's where you are. Generally, there are two types of crises. There are crises that you can control. There are crises that you don't have any control or you can't control. And another categorization of crisis is a crisis can be individual. For example, you can have a health crisis and it's affecting you. It can be a local crisis affecting your neighborhood, a national crisis, or a global crisis. Now, the crisis that we are dealing with here is a global crisis. And your response to this crisis is very key, whether you're going to survive or you're going to sink. So I'm just going to be, sharing with you things which I feel are very important for you to survive. Being somebody who has survived two crises, the crisis of 2000, crisis of 2008. And I think, the same wisdom and the same things that made us to survive all these two crises in the past decades can also help somebody who is listening today. And one thing about a crisis is this: a crisis always demands change. And that's the most difficult part. A lot of people think they're going to go through this crisis and it's going to be business as usual, it's going to be their normal life. Let me put it to you straight. Things have changed. Your life has changed. You have never seen what you're about to go through or what you're going through. Most of you who are young entrepreneurs, you've never seen. So crisis demands change. Crisis, if you do not change in crisis, you go extinct. It's going to change the way you live. It's going to change the way you do things. It's going to change your patterns. It's going to change your procedures. It's also going to change your traditions. And let me hasten to say that during this time of change, do not let your pride and arrogance make you broke. If you do not make the necessary steps, you will go broke, your family will grow broke, all the workers that you have will be jobless. You must be prepared to do the hard things in order to survive. This is not the time where you do things that are easy. Every decision that you're going to be making from now on is going to be a tight decision. It's going to be walking on the rope, and you need to understand that that's the time that we are in, and such a decision has to be made. If you cannot make tough decisions, if you cannot make hard decisions, then you're not going to survive this as an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurs are people that lead in crisis. And so your future going forward, it lies in your response. And so we must have some form of thinking that helps us as we go forward, as we respond to this crisis. Let me say that this crisis is global. This crisis is hitting everybody. It's unprecedented, and it's there. We are not going to be like ostriches. We're going to put our heads in the sand and pretend it's not there. The first thing that you must do as an entrepreneur is to understand that I am in a crisis. This is a difficult position. It's a difficult and it's business unusual. It's something that you have never seen before. So what must you do? Number one, In order for you to survive this crisis, you must keep moving. You must keep moving. A lot of entrepreneurs are going to lose their momentum. But I always say this, that momentum is one of the things that is difficult to get, but the easiest thing to lose. It's very easy to lose momentum. And you can look at what is happening around you, happening to this business, happening to this one, happening to that one, and you lose your focus, you lose your momentum, and you're going to lose your business. So I want you to continue in what I call the work mode or the business mode. Yes, you're at home. Yes, you're under lockdown. But do not lock down your mind. Do not lock down your focus. Do not lock down your thinking about your business. In fact, you should keep on moving. What should you be doing now? Number one, you should be planning. Number one, you should plan what you're going to do post this lockdown. What are you going to do? Plan your business. One of the things that I always say is, this is the time to make calls to your customers. Keep in touch with them. Because not all of them are going to suffer. Not all of them are going to be broke. Some of them are going to be okay. Some of them are in industries that are surviving. So you need to know who is going to be the one with your money. Who is the one who's going to need your help. So this is the time to start to call and hear their cries and how you can help. And so this is also the time to look at what you already have, because the lockdown just came like that. You're going to look at your stock level, look what you have, look at your machinery, look at everything about your business from top to bottom. Look at your HR issues. Who has been giving you problems? This is the time to lay them off. Who has not been producing? There's an opportunity time to make that hard decision. You have to look at who do you need. Do you still need this big team? Or you need a lean, mean team? You need to make those decisions. You also need to start researching. You need to research. This is the time to research. So what I'm doing is, I'm not keeping my business down. I'm researching. I'm calling. I am planning. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to decision makers who make sure that my business will survive after this. So I'm keeping my business moving, and you should too. Number two, you must keep learning. I know everybody is putting this post, if you don't do something during the lockdown, a hustle, new skill, da 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 da. No, it's easy to say that, but it's not easy to do. Because that's why I always say that people are struggling during this lockdown, because all of a sudden they're supposed to do things that they're not used to. You should have already been in a habit of doing those things. You know, and so it's easy for us to get new skills now during this lockdown, because I've always been getting new skills before. But anyway, you must keep learning. You must learn a new skill. You must learn a new skill that is going to be useful in your business. It does not make any sense to learn a new skill which you're not going to use. I can learn cooking, but what is cooking going to help me in my business? If my business does not need me to learn cooking, I should not waste my time cooking. I should learn a skill that is going to be a driver of my business. What do I need to learn the most? And for most entrepreneurs, this is what you need to learn the most. Number one, you need to learn sales. You need to learn how to sell. How are you going to sell? How are you going to increase your sales? You need to learn how to market. How are you going to get known by the market? How will the market know that you are there? You need to learn finance. Which numbers must you know? Which numbers must you keep to run your business? The other skills that I think are important going forward is how to pitch. Because nobody is going to have an hour listening to your story. You must learn an 1 hour, 1 minute pitch, 5 minute pitch, 10 minute pitch, how to pitch on PowerPoint. You must learn how to public speak. You must learn how to network. These are skills that you're going to need post and to survive this crisis. Not all this nonsense, learning how to paint, learning how to take. If that does not push your business, you don't need that skill. So you need to look and say, what is the skills that are going to push your business, that you're going to need in your business, and those are the ones that you must do. As for me right now, I am learning how to buy businesses. That's the new skill that I'm acquiring during this lockdown. I'm learning how to buy business and growth strategies on businesses. That's what I'm learning. I don't know about you, but you must learn something. The third thing that you must do is, we have always told you and have already said, it's easier to keep your old customers than to create new ones. So what you must do during this time, it's not time to relax. It's not time, I said, continue in the work mode. Wake up at 8. Go into your work mode. Tell your relatives, tell your children you are working, and you go on your office. You start to call your existing customers. You've got the list. You've got all those people. Email them. Talk to them, because retention is going to be key in this period. And what you're going to do is, how you're going to retain your customers that you already have is, you're not going to retain them by doing this very same things that you were doing. You're going to retain them by doing more. Not necessarily increasing the price, but by doing more for the same price. So you're going to have to increase the value that you give to your customers. So you need to call them, discuss their future plans, discuss what they want to do, discuss when they want things, discuss, so that by the time you open, you already have got some things lined up. Do not wait until this time is over. Do not decrease the price, but add more things that you can do. Add your offering, add the things that you can do to your already existing customers. Number 4, you must keep your pipeline full. I've talked about this. You can go on Dr. S.M. Teresa. There is one of my videos, old videos on prospecting, how to keep your pipeline full. Most of you, your pipeline right now is empty. In fact, you are in negative. But when you want to keep your pipeline full, you must also contact those people that you have forgotten. Those people that were your old customers, or the customers that you had already neglected and thinking that you don't need them anymore. This is the time that you need them. So give them a call and say, hey, I'm still here. I've not forgotten you. You know, so you need to call your old forgotten clients. Call them now, email them, prepare for opening, and you need to make people know that you exist. What is your offering? What is your business all about? So instead of posting all these COVID things on your status, COVID things on your WhatsApp, you are wasting precious marketing time, and you are wasting precious marketing space. This is the time you actually need to focus on your business. Your status must tell people what you are doing. Everybody is watching, is looking at people's status. Everybody is looking at, because everybody is spending so much time on their social media. But what are you telling people about you, about yourself, using your social media outlets? So on my status, there's something about my business. On my Facebook, there's something about my business. On my Instagram, there's something about my business. I am not spending time advertising COVID. Who doesn't know that COVID is there? So why do you need to add that to your portfolio? You're not being paid. So what's going to pay you is you advertising your business. So you need to market. You need people to remember you. People must remember what you do the most now. Not COVID. So a lot of people, I'm seeing a lot of people, I'm looking at your status, and you're putting COVID, you're putting jokes, you're putting all these nonsense things as if they're going to put money into your hands. My friend, if you're in business, delete those things and start to advertise your business. Let people that are going to pass through your status know what you do, and if they need, they will call you. Put your contacts there and call them. Number 5, for you to survive, my brother and my sister, it's going to be hard, but you need to manage your costs. A lot of business had ballooned their costs. They what I call nice to have. They these big screens, they all these things. But those things, they do not add into your bottom line. They do not add profit to you. You don't need them. So what you're going to do now is you're going to make a list of everything that is on your costs, all your cost centers, from the least to the greatest. You're going to list them one by one, from the biggest to the smallest. And you are going to go line by line. And you're going to ask yourself some hard questions. Do I need this cost? And do I need this? If the answer is yes, you need it. I need it at that level of cost? So you're going to have to go line by line. In fact, at this time I say you must be stingy with your money. I'm going to be stingy with my money. So one of the things which I'm going to do, I'm going to go to everybody who is a cost, and I'm going to go and negotiate. I'm going to negotiate with the HR. I'm going to negotiate salaries. I'm going to negotiate rents. I'm going to negotiate. Everybody who supplies me anything in the next 30 days, I'll be negotiating with them, and I want a discount. I want to bring that price down by a factor of 20%, 30%. Some I'm going to eliminate. I'm going to go through every line by line. And so these are the questions that you must ask for each line. Do I need this? Yes or no? If yes, how can I reduce the cost? Call for discounts on everything, on every supply. Ask for discounts. Number 2, you're going to ask, can I substitute this thing? Can I eliminate it? So things that you can eliminate. Things that you can substitute with cheaper substitutions, do exactly that. Get rid of some people. Get rid of some, some costs that were not necessary. Get rid of some processes which were not anything that is increasing your cost. You need to tidy. And listen to this. There are some costs that are little. But the word that I read, the book of wisdom that I read, it says, watch out for the little foxes, for it is them that spoil the vine. Those little costs, when you submit them at the end of the day, they are huge. So no cost is too little, because you never picked up the dollar when you were walking down the street. Every dollar matters. The other thing that you are going to have to ask yourself during this period is, this business that I've been doing, number 1, is it going to be the business that I'm going to be doing post this crisis? Because listen to this, and this is the reality. Not every business is surviving. Some business models are dying, and are dying for good. Yes, I'm talking to you. You have to ask yourself, will my business type, will my business industry, certain industries are going out of business and they'll never rise again after this crisis. And you might have made money, good money before, but so what? The dinosaurs survived. They were dominating the whole earth. But when the time of crisis came, they could not survive. And you have to ask yourself, is my business now a dinosaur? Will it survive going into the future? So you have to answer this question. Will this be my business? If the answer is yes, this is the business that you're going to continue going forward, then you need to focus on it. Then you need to build on it. Do not be scattered. Do not do 20 things, 30 things. Do not be everywhere. Focus on one thing, put your energy there so that you can succeed. Focus is key. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs. They are everywhere. Their mind is scattered and they never achieve anything. If the answer is no, do not waste your time trying to resurrect a dead horse. You can inject a dead horse with all the antibiotics, with all the COVID vaccines. It will not rise. It's dead. So get over it. Your business is dead. Get over it. It won't exist anymore. Get over it. And so the question is, where should I move to? Where should I move to? And it's very important for you to make that move quickly. Because there's some people who think they're going to survive, and you can sell your assets, you can sell your business, you can sell some of the machinery to somebody who thinks is going to make it. That's none of your business. You get the money and move to the next one. And if I may just give you an advice, if you're moving into a new industry, you need to make sure that your industry can be done online. The business of the future is going to be done online. If you cannot do your business online, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. You need an app. Can it be done by an app? Or you are going to have to do what I call all-weather businesses. All-weather businesses are businesses like food. People in a crisis, we still have to eat. We still have to drink water. We still need medicine. We still need some communication. These are all-weather businesses, but not every business is an all-weather business. So you're going to have to look and ask and answer that, are you going to be in business? Some few nuggets before I leave. Number 1, during this lockdown, I advise you as an entrepreneur, go and subscribe to my YouTube page, Dr. SM Chirisa YouTube page. There are so many videos there on different topics, on negotiation, on pitching, on those who are going to be looking for jobs. There is advice there. And so go and look and go over those videos. Make it your daily dose every day. See a video, learn something, pick something, repeat them over and over so that you can learn something. Number two, one of the things that you have seen, especially with this crisis, is that you can never make enough money. In fact, you need to make more money than what you think is enough. Most of us entrepreneurs, do you know why we are crying? We thought we were making enough money. Then boom! We realize that we don't have money. We're not making enough money. So I've always said to people, you must make more money than you think you need at any one time. Because if you make just enough money, listen to this mathematics. If you make just enough money, suppose you need, let's say $1,000 for you to have what I call enough to cover expenses. It's a hypothetical reasoning. And your business reduces by 50%. Immediately, you start making 500 and you are 500 short. How are you going to cover that? But if you were making more money than you need, suppose you're making 10,000 and you need 1,000 and your business goes down by 50%, you start making 5,000. You are still good. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You are still good to go. But yet your business, can your business absorb? Can your income absorb? So from today, make it a point that from now and forever, you always make more money than you need. Never be in a position where you're just making enough for yourself. Because when a crisis comes, you'll be crying. So those are just a few nuggets which I thought I would share with you in this time of crisis. As for me, Dr. S.M. Chirisa, I'm planning growth post this crisis. I'm making calls, I'm making video conferencing, and I'm planning to grow. I'm planning acquisitions. I'm planning, and so that's what we are doing. And I think that this whole crisis, it produces an opportunity, because what it's going to do is going to show who is an entrepreneur and who is a worker. Because an entrepreneur is somebody who can do the hard things, who can say the hard things, and who can make the hard decisions. And you have to be prepared to do that. So watch me next time as I talk to you on other matters concerning business. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to Dr. S.M. Chirisa YouTube channel.